Hello and welcome to the MWO Comp Championship Series podcast. We are here. Oh, my shit is out of order. I'm here with Violent Blue, Unfearing, and One Last Bite right now, waiting for Bowser to show up. Say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Oh, us? Hello?
I just waved at you, man. You can't see it, but I just waved at you.
I'm thankful.
So yeah, it should be a nice, easy podcast today. Ask these guys some questions and see how they feel about the tournament and a bunch of other random stuff, and then kick it off to you guys in the chat later on in the night. Since we'll only be here an hour or so-ish.
That's right. We'll be allowing you to ask questions in chat. Please keep them relevant, about the tournament, MechWarrior, that sort of thing. Our amazing comp players.
So I guess, Bite, you were here first. You want to tell us who you're with, how things are going?
Alright, yeah. Blackwatch, woo! 228 Blackwatch, to be more particular, I guess. Currently, waiting for this weekend to duke it out with JGX for third or fourth slot in the semis.
Sorry, I'm getting yelled at.
No, you're
Unfearing,
not,
you wanna-
liar.
Unfearing, you want to tell
our
us
professional podcast.
who you're with and how things are going?
I'm with Smoke Adders 373rd, and we placed 4th in the NA qualifiers thing or whatever, so we don't have to play this Saturday, so hooray.
Nice.
That is right. Oh, okay, yeah. Violent, you want to tell us who you're with and how things are going?
Hi, I'm Violent Blue Mech, also known as Violent Blue. I'm with Clan Widowmaker, and I am an adequate player who absolutely loves MechWarrior Online. And how about yourself, System? Why don't you tell us about you?
I'm with Snackwatch 228, but we are not doing things right now, and there's mayhem, so...
Yeah.
So if anyone's looking for a team, Violent Blue is fishing for somebody.
Clan Widowmaker won't be bringing a team into World Comp, so yeah. Hey, if you need somebody to warm the bench, I'm your girl.
So I guess we are still one less Bowser, since he
That's
did...
right. So we're gonna wait for Bowser here, and then we're gonna set these gentlemen up in some games, maybe some 1v1s, and just let them kind of mess around with a few of their favorite mechs and have
Embarrass
some fun
ourselves.
while we're talking. Yes, feel free. Feel free. I know I do that almost every day.
Yeah, I don't know why he thought it was 6:30. I don't know, 30 is odd.
Somebody threw a 30 in there at some point for no reason.
Sounds good. Well, do you want to start up a game between these gentlemen, their system?
You doing professional things?
Absolutely. We're going to open up the test lobby. If anybody has any questions at this time, feel free to throw them in there before we get in. Oh, looks good.
Try to make things work here. Do we even? Holy crap, Mesmer's online.
So both of you have both of you have competed quite a bit. Do either of you get nervous at all when it goes into like us, and when you're actually going into the competitive as opposed to just practicing?
You can go first.
Oh, darn.
Go ahead, Bite.
Somewhat, I guess. I don't know. It depends on how, important the drop is, I guess. You know, I think anyone who told you when they were at, the World Finals any of these years and they weren't, sweating, in between the drops or in a drop is lying. It's really intense, so I wouldn't say I would be, afraid or, nervous, I'm paralyzed, but yeah, if it's a pretty serious match, everybody's going in there knowing that something's on the line and everybody's pretty wired.
Cool. So what do you do about that?
Um, usually you just have, you talk about it after the match. You try to tell people to calm down, really.
Yeah.
But in match, it's just a lot of, you got to filter through comms. I think one of the things that's really hard for people to get good at, that you kind of need to play at the top level, is controlling your nerves when you're under pressure, or when it's a game where your team's down mechs, or it's the last like 3 people who are all like destroyed trying to clutch it out. And there have been a lot of those scenarios in like semis before, or finals. Just keeping cool under the pressure and landing your shots, not shaking your hands, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just, some people are really good at being cool under pressure. I like to think I'm okay at it, but I'm not the best. But it's definitely a skill you got to have.
Well, we're not testing for drugs in this tournament, so...
Yeah.
No, we're not. I'm from Canada. No, we're not. How about you, Unfearing? Any nerves or things that you do to prepare yourself for comp?
Nerves. I guess, yeah. Like, in a sense, it's always there. So, like, you just try to do all your mitigation strategies. So, you run over the deck with everyone who you think knows the strat, and then you tell it to everyone who hasn't seen the strat, and you make sure everyone's on the same page. And then you talk about, this will happen if we want to do this, and if shit goes wrong, we'll do this. So we try to cover all the bases beforehand, so that way during the match, most people know how to react accordingly. When shit does hit the fan, it's really just about just kind of just being like, okay, well, we still got these mechs, or rotate these guys. Just pull back for now, and just making sure no one does anything else further stupid to further make that mistake look bad. It's really just like about reacting appropriately, and like just kind of taking your hits as you go, and then try to make the best of it, I guess.
Yeah.
So I guess at least I think my guys are pretty comfortable with the way we roll.
Unfearing, take my friendship, damn it.
I did.
So, I didn't send you a lobby invite. Wasn't paying attention.
It's cool.
So going into the tournament, I know a lot of the competitive teams have specific builds. Is there anything that you guys are looking at? Is there anything that you guys took out basically just over this tournament and said, like, these are key mechs that we really need to bring in there? Unfearing, I'll start with you.
Well, if anyone's been watching, or at least keeping track of the end of round screenshots, we've been bringing some unorthodox mechs, just because they've kind of been able to lean into the playstyle that we want. So I think most people have seen it by now, but we've been taking Black Lanterns, which have notoriously been shit on by most of the community. I know, actually, Bowser has taken one, although he runs a different build. But yeah, we're kind of really liking that mech, although most people still haven't figured out what that build is, even though it gets shown half the time. And then, shit, what else do we take? I guess like this Marauder 2C we've been taking a lot, just because it has like a different profile from the Warhawk, and we've been preferring that. So those are probably 2 mechs that we've been taking a lot. That was the question, right?
That was the question. So is there sort of is there a general strategy that you can give us information about that you guys are using? Because you said you're trying for some unorthodox mechs that cater to what you're trying to do. So, so is there strategy you can tell us about?
Let's see. Well, basically, I think when I was really into looking at all the videos of like the top comp teams, maybe like a year or so ago, it's like, okay, Emp's got like these top-notch shooters, so you can't really get away with any, like, trying to fight them on the same ground. Like, you can try to contest it, but it's hard to beat them, so you have to kind of strat around it and just kind of go with a different picture.
Right.
So SGR would always do a lot of this kind of strategy stuff, and they'd actually bring a lot of brawl, which didn't always go favorably, but, you know, they'd always change it up. And Toothwaste is like a similar kind of idea. It's like they go in with like a strat, and you can kind of tell they're going for something pretty crazy on the map, and it really like pushes M. But you can also see like Toothwaste trying really hard. So we kind of come up with our own way of doing that, which is just kind of like let your pilot survive a lot, and also be able to take the wins that you can in certain engagements. So it's 8v8, but half the time it's maybe 2v2 or 3v3, and you want to try to capitalize on that. So the Black Lantern lets us do that in some situations.
Nice. How about you, Bite? Any particular mechs that Blackwatch is really that are working really well for you?
I can't spoil super secret strats.
No super secret stats. Nope.
Not that I'm sure we have that many, but
no.
I mean, I think at least from what we've been playing so far, and I think what we've been playing so far is pretty indicative of what we do like. But it's been kind of interesting just because I'd say at least within the top, even that's hard to say. Most of the NA teams, I would say, other than SA, maybe you could argue a couple of the other ones that were in the Invitational had this too, but there's not a lot of brawl going on, and within that, there's also not a lot of DACA. That's been more of an EU meta thing,
right? This
year, which is kind of interesting. So it's just been all about long range and ER large, and PPCs and stuff. And so one of the mechs that we've had that's been super successful is the Blackjack 3, which I've been playing a lot. Which I think it fell off everybody's radar after it got that quirk nerf. All the Blackjacks did, I think, where they lost a bunch of structure and some energy quirks.
A while back, yeah.
Yeah, a while back, and I don't think it's really gotten buffed. But credit to I think EMP for taking it against us once or twice in scrims, and we picked it up and said, hey, this thing really works well. And at this point, I think we've been using it more than they have on some of these maps. So. Maybe we're still behind the curve, but it's been working really well, especially on Alpine. The arm just lets you pitch down and hit anything, and with the range it has with the ER peeps, it can hit across the map. And then the other two that have been, I don't want to say staples, or I guess three, but the Marauder 2C and the Battlemaster for assaults have been also making a resurgence. I think we've seen a lot of those on some of the NA matches and the qualifiers, but again, mechs that really didn't get any passes, but it's just people realizing that, hey, stuff like the Mad Cat is, or Mark II anyway, is kind of easily stripped off the arms. And the Marauder 2C and Battlemaster just have so many good things for them on paper, with just having nice range, nice profile, stuff like that, that they're getting popular. And the other one is the Linebacker, which we always love.
Yeah.
Have loved for several seasons since, it had that one laser vomit build that was really served us well for a couple MRBC seasons. So we like working that one in when we can. It's a nice X factor. I mean, I've seen other teams taking it now too, just because it's a really good speed and punch package that a lot of mechs can't really mount as effectively. So yeah.
Yeah, it's quite versatile. System?
I was about to drop these guys in a match to make things interesting.
Oh. You gonna bring me in?
You want in?
A spectate, yeah.
I was thinking I could just drop into... a pilot seat and then just watch. You can't have what you want here. You get in the... I can go to the shitty testing.
You left the view mode on both. I'm gonna
Does it matter?
Third person cheese over the hills. There we go.
Okay.
All right, pop me over so I don't have to fight against Ed Fearing, because I don't have the nerves for it.
Is it first or third person?
You need a sacrificial lamb.
Fourth person? Second person? I think it's
honestly, I don't really care that much.
First person.
I wish they would fix the third person aim. I think the only problem is...
so it's accurate?
It's when you mouse over a mech, it just shifts the aim down a little bit, or vice versa. When you're not facing a mech, it shifts the reticle up. It's the only reason it looks so bad, I think. Because if you go third person testing grounds, and you move the crosshair from a mech's leg through its crotch, you'll see it jump up onto the mech, but it's not actually targeting on the mech. And then when you move up, it'll jump back down. It's the only, not the only reason why it's unusable, but I feel like it could be a lot more usable and not totally terrible.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be amazing for the Jaeger and the Blackjacks, but I ended up using it and it never pokes high enough.
It's also super floaty for whatever reason.
Awesome. So while we're doing this system,
Yes.
any questions?
Jeez. Enough weapon groups or consumables.
Like real questions? Still waiting for
questions, man.
somebody. But I guess we could ask, what is your guys' experience leading up to these tournaments? Or before you started playing MWO competitive, what were you guys doing?
I've never even played on this map. Unfair, and you get to go first this time, since I took the last one first.
Motherfucker. Previous
It's
comp
open.
experience. Oh shit, weapon groups.
Yep, same.
Super stressful. I see no talking.
Checking it out.
Yeah.
That Blackjack 1 triple medium laser AC-20 build for Bite. And the Summoner AC-20 ERPPC for Unfearing.
What the hell consumables were?
We gave you a cold map. You're heating up there, man. You're heating up.
It's a rough way to use strikes when it's this tight.
Oh, my aim is terrible.
We don't judge here. I don't judge anyways. Violent on the other hand.
Oh gosh, no. I don't have the extra brain space for judgment.
Ultra autocannon ammo destroyed. Left arm destroyed.
Oh, not fair.
Oh!
I didn't have any strikes.
I'm surprised they weren't disabled.
Well, you know, we like to surprise you
That's
here.
fair.
All right,
Okay.
so system, a couple more questions before we go into the next one.
Well, we hardly even answered that one.
Well, yeah, do you want to talk about your experience before entering competitive in MechWarrior Online?
I guess my only relevant experience was I played MechWarrior 4, but that was like when I was a kid. I didn't even know there was online. But I'm like, oh, this is cool. I hope the next one comes out. Then, like a decade later, fucking MechWarrior 5, called MWO at the time, or afterwards, finally came out. Then I played kind of casually until I wanted to take it more seriously, and then I joined a comp team. So MechWarrior was more or less my first comp experience, and I played some first-person shooters before that.
Because how
Nothing
long?
else, really.
How long were you in MechWarrior Online before you joined?
Probably maybe like either after my first year or in my first year starting to play the game, I joined like a team.
That's not bad. Moving on to you, Bite.
Oh gosh. I think so when I grew up I played Mech 4 Mercs because I'm a young'un, one of those whippersnappers, and I enjoyed that, and then some years later, I never got to finish the game, yada yada. My older brother told me, hey, they got this game MWO, mechs fighting again, blah blah online. So I decided to try it out. Played it for like 2 months, and I said I hated it because I kept getting blown up, and I stopped playing. And then I picked it up right like a couple months before Clans came in, I think.
Right at the worst time.
Yeah, I was at like April 2014 or something, and I think Clans dropped it at like June. But anyway, so I got into that, got back into the game, and I actually enjoyed it a lot more. And then I think come like the end of that year, at that same time I had been playing Dota 2, which everybody knows, very competitive game. I wasn't playing it competitively, but after playing that game long enough, I started watching like the pro scene and stuff and being interested in that sort of thing. And so for MechWarrior, I was like, I wonder what the pro teams are. So looked up the top 3, and I think at the time, like in the last tournament that had happened, it was like House of Lords won, SJR I want to say came in second, and then it was like 228 came in third, or that might have been switched, SJR and 228, and then I think like Antari Scorpions was fourth. And so I looked them up. House of Lords was in invite only, so I was like, well, rip. SJR had a KDR requirement, and then you had to apply, and 228 was just, apply, and I think so was AS. But But anyway, I looked at that and I was like, oh, those KDR requirements, that seems pretty snooty. So then I applied for 228 and, got in. Right at that time, they were also deciding to start up Swamp Foxes. So I happened to join them and get sponsored into the unit by the guy who ended up leading Swamp Foxes taxis on the first MRBC season they played. And we did pretty well. And I think the end of that year into 2015, Blackwatch decided to pick me up for playing lights, and then slowly transitioned to everything over the years.
Was it everyone's older brother who introduced them to Mech Warrior? Is that how this works?
Something like that.
It's literally all I've ever heard. My older brother had this, told me about mechs, and here I am.
Yeah, for me it was a toss-up between Mech Warrior and Solitaire. Felt that Mech Warrior had some more appealing graphics in it, perhaps a little bit more action. I could still be wrong, but yeah, that's actually how it happened for me.
You guys a little bit more even this time. We could drop another one.
We'll drop another one. I
Yeah.
say that we set them up next time in some pretty nasty mechs. We'll do a little David and Goliath. You think?
Was it with stock loadouts?
No, please don't stock load on me right now.
No,
This mech has a
No,
garbage loadout.
don't say that word.
Are you taking the
Can
same
we
one?
not say that word? It's
No,
2019.
I switched
Don't
it
say
up.
that word anymore.
Last round was just dialing in my aim. Now it's
Okay.
getting serious.
That's the best part, though. Like, oh, what mech do you want to bring? Oh, we're gonna stock loadout. Drop.
Is there anybody made a mech select wheel that you can spin?
No.
We can buy a PGI's Nerf wheel.
And I don't have any die that have that many chassis on them. Hello, 100-sided die. How many mech chassis do we have now?
Oh, a lot. Isn't it in the high 100s or low 200s or something like that? I'm probably underestimating.
Nice.
I don't think I
lowbrow.
actually ever played Boreal Reach in Solaris because it got banned every time.
Oh, strangely similar.
And I remember banning myself. I banned either the Caves or Mech Factory every time because I played Mech Factory once and I hated it, and I never played the Cave, so I was afraid of it.
See, I love the caves. Like, that's my problem. With a passion.
I think this is my favorite training ground. Probably because, I've had my butt kicked here so many times. I've learned so much. Oh, your peekaboo tactics will not succeed.
Fuel at 25%.
Or will they?
I did my best.
Oh, this thing's fast, too. I'm trying to think. It's just the Vindicator I have. I think it is.
Do you have the champion?
No.
I meant champion Vindicator. But I guess you might have interpreted it that way anyway.
So if you could have a mech in your garage, what would it be?
And assuming the garage is big enough, or
Always. There's
Yes,
some size, yeah.
And you do get your own mechanics team. Because nobody wants to spend their weekends painting over their mechs. Wait. Oh, a little revenge there.
And Bowser is here. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Finally.
How were the snacks?
I haven't eaten yet.
Well, that's not good.
Yes. And for all those typing hashtag cereal, don't worry. That is our grand finale question. We will be asking that later, but it is a big one. So let us save it for the end.
What was the question asked during the match?
Oh no. We'll be saving that one. It's a good one.
Oh, I thought there was.
Oh, it was what mech would you like to have in your garage?
Like it's just gonna sit there collecting dust, or do we drive it to work or something? Or...
You can.
Well, let
Yeah.
us create a more robust fantasy for you
Let's
here.
go with the linebacker again. Good mix of firepower and speed. Get all my tasks done.
Yeah, this isn't one to collect dust. This isn't a parked car. This is one you take out.
Probably a Black Lantern or Marauder 2C. Maybe an Atlas, just because it's be funny. Just show up to work in an Atlas, and then if your boss gets mad at you, you can be like, oh, let me just get in my car real quick.
And drop lerms?
No,
I
it wouldn't
don't
be
know.
stock.
I'm thinking
But
if you've
the
got an
20 would
Atlas,
work.
you don't have a boss. Once you reach Atlas level, nobody has. No, that's pretty much it. How about you, Bowser?
I would pick it. I would probably do a Jaeger mech because I believe it would be the most powerful in a real life scenario. On one hand, the arms are pretty fragile, able to be shot off focus pretty easily, but on the other hand, it's high mounted, so it'd be able to hide behind defilades. It'd be the most powerful weapon of war, I believe.
Have the most opportunity for ammunition.
And it has a very, it is a very powerful radar. It's supposed to, so it'd track very well. It'd be effective against land and air targets.
Should have taken the Cyclops.
I'm glad you guys are picking things with twist and arc radii, so...
Hey, the linebacker can turn.
But can it shoot its toes?
I could do NASCAR with that linebacker.
Oh, no one picked the urban mech,
Got plenty
though.
of practice.
No, nobody did pick the Irby.
I need a moving trash can to get to work.
I guess if you had a job as a comedian, it might fit well.
Okay, so Bowser, you want to tell everybody who you're with and how things are going?
Sure thing. I am with Imperial, two-time world champions, and I guess we're doing pretty good. I mean, looking forward to a third.
I'm still waiting for my sweet shirt. Come on. I asked so many times.
That was the groveling portion of our show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
Now
yes,
it's
it
over.
was. Did I send you a lobby invite? Yes, we can go back to the real questions now that you're here.
That's right.
Bowser, what was your experience in competitive before MechWarrior Online? Or what was your experience before competitive in this game entirely? How did you get into it?
So I pretty much got in because I used to play a game called Air Mech. No one's probably ever heard of that. And I was actually I was one of the top players in Air Mech back at the time. We were part of a big clan, Grizzly the Wing. And that's basically how I got into it, because Air Mech is like, how would I describe it? It's like a combination of Dota and, I don't know, like a fucking tower defense game. It's like a combination of the two. So think you're playing a mech, you build units, you have abilities, it's in third person, you have lanes and shit, all that kind of stuff. It's actually a pretty cool game. And so, we were all into the mechs and stuff. So my buddy from the clan's like, oh, I've been playing this game. It's called MechWarrior Online. It's got all this universe, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, sure, seems fun. And pretty much from day one when I tried it, this was 2014. So I started the game in June, I believe, of 2014. June or July. So I've been playing a long time. And I've pretty much been playing ever since that, so...
That's 2014. That would be after...
Isn't it the same month as Clans, right?
Yes.
God, I've been here longer than you. Sheesh.
Ride the wave.
So you didn't play any MechWarrior before Air Mechs?
No.
Oh, okay.
I got into MechWarrior 4, after I got into MechWarrior Online. That's kind of weird, but basically I played MechWarrior 4, 2015, 2016. And I guess that was, CYT servers, and that just enhanced my like of MechWarrior Online, to be honest, so...
Trying to understand everyone talking about the lore. You're like, what? Sure? Guess I'll try and figure this out.
Wow. Air Mech has a higher rating on Steam than MechWarrior.
Oh, if it's got a Dota style.
Doesn't surprise me as much as it should. Sadly.
it even has more reviews. 9,000 reviews. 9 out of 10 rating.
I might have to look this up. So I guess since all three of you are on a team and have been for a while, what is your guys' favorite comp season and why? We'll start with... I don't know. We'll start with Unfearing?
Start with Bowser. He just got here. He needs to get roasted more.
Yeah, let's pummel Bowser for a while with some questions here. Bowser, go ahead.
My favorite, well, it would have to be 2017, the 2017 World Season.
And for those who are out to lunch, Bowser, why would that be?
I don't know. That was when I committed more to that season than I've ever committed to another video game. So it's actually, for those who don't know, EMP practiced a shitload for that World Championship. So at the end of it, the final month, November, leading up to the event, we played 5 days a week for 3 hours a night, the whole month straight. So literally like a part-time job. I guess I got to know the game really well. I don't really know what to say, honestly. Like, that's just, I got to know the game more. The most, I should say.
Did you enjoy, like, basically coming together with all your team members and playing live with them?
Oh, that was an experience I will never forget. Not ever.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to go from, being on TeamSpeak or Discord with your team, hanging out, to a full-on face-to-face, sitting there up on stage, playing in Worlds.
And actually making some money off of it, too. Like, I actually made a bit of money off of that year, too. So that wasn't too bad. Not as much as the guys made at 2016, but yeah.
What did you end up using the money for?
I actually bought my car with that money.
Nice.
Is it a good car?
Jaeger?
It's a Lexus.
Nice. That's a good car.
Enough, yeah. You can 2J that.
So how did you guys distribute the money? Did you distribute it evenly, or kind of by primaries and bench, or by how many drops you played, how much carry you did?
It was pretty much distributed by playtime. However, all primaries got the same, and secondaries got pretty much the same as well, actually. So it was, because normally in 2016 we did it by playtime. 2017 was supposed to be playtime, but then we were like, I guess kind of fuck it, and then we just went evenly. So I want to say the secondaries got a little bit less, but I don't remember exactly.
I have to ask you guys to ease up on the F word. Everything else is fine, though. Oh, except the C word. Okay. Don't use the C word. That's for Ash only.
Not Australian enough.
No.
I kind of feel like I'm entitled to that, but you give her.
You're not Australian enough for it.
Knock yourself out, man. Knock yourself out.
Who's next?
Should ask Bite, because...
Yeah, I opened my mouth. I'll fill it. I'm definitely not playing a mech that takes concentration, Kappa.
Well, this is just for fun to kill, so things look better.
No, for me, well, if you're just considering in-game, for best season, it would have to be, gosh, whatever
not even just
MRBC that was.
Yeah, MRBC, that stuff's included.
Well, I mean, not counting stuff out external to the game, because counting stuff outside the game, I think it's hard to beat the one season that we went to the World Finals 2017, so same year as Bowser. I think I've only met a handful of the guys outside of that, in real life, so that was just super cool. Not to mention the whole atmosphere. I mean, something that I really wanted to do and didn't ever think I'd get the chance to do. So, yeah, that was just awesome. And I mean, we didn't do so spectacular at the finals, but the semis were amazing. Our matches against Eon were super close and super fun. And then, yeah, counting just in game, it would be that first MRBC season I played. I think that would be winter of 2015. I have no idea what year that'd be, but it was the first year the Swamp Foxes played. And I think we were against 42 and basically neck and neck
New target
for the whole
acquired.
season. I think we ended up winning first place in Div B on them being disqualified out of a drop. It was that close. Like, it was basically just we were even on wins. So yeah, that was just super fantastic. That was when all the mechs were super quirked. So it was just a really crazy season. It was my first season playing comp, so obviously unforgettable for that. So yeah, that's my answer. Sorry if I rambled.
All good.
Right torso
It's all about the
destroyed.
rambling.
Right arm destroyed.
System, dude, you were the linchpin. What happened to you there, man?
Headshot.
Oh, they knew I was
Represent-
easy.
Oh,
No,
Bowser,
Matt.
come on.
I didn't know how to happen.
That's like the third time.
Shit, you guys are gonna actually win because of that.
Rip my UAVs.
No.
Did you get a headshot?
Apparently. I
Yeah.
had one shot.
That's winning, but
Right torso critical damage.
Nah, this is gonna crit out any second.
Weapon explosion detected. Right arm
see,
destroyed.
you had to jinx it.
Right torso destroyed.
I knew it was coming.
Assault rifle destroyed. Center torso.
Yeah, there we go. Second one? There we go.
So that was Bite. I'm fearing you got the same question.
What question?
The favorite comp season.
Right?
Yeah.
I
Or season.
think it was 2017 or maybe it was 2016 because I'm pretty sure both of them know. My original team was SIG, and like we had a lot of stuff going. Then like after one season, not one season of, but one particular season, like everyone just like quit. So then I had to like keep things going with some other people, and then I joined SA after. But I don't know if that was 2016 or 2017, but it was with the Gospel, it was with the Hunchbacks, the Timberwolf, the Nightjar, the Kodiak. So that was a good time because the fights were a lot more intense, and that was when I was still like learning and like trying to get good at the game and understanding the meta. So that was a good time. So it was really fast paced in the game as well as fast paced like as a team dynamic. So I think that was 2017, maybe it's 2016. Also, there were a lot of teams back then too, and it was whenever D5 was on the rise.
Good old D5.
Mm-hmm. There were some good seasons there too.
So that was like mid-late 2016, probably.
Bowser, I don't think we got you on the question about. We were talking earlier about competitive mechs and specific mechs that your team has been using in competitive. Don't give away any secrets, of course, but you know people have probably seen a few of the ones that that you have used. What would you say are some of the mechs that you guys are really fond of?
Myself, I'm really fond of the Mad Cat. It's a mech that I hate, but it actually has turned out to be really good. Even though I hate it, so it's kind of love-hate.
What do you hate about it?
The arms,
Yep.
too squishy,
Yeah.
and they're easily like they have no armor, and as soon as they get crit out, they explode. You lose half your firepower, and like it's super easy to armor Mad Cat, especially the DACA Mad Cat.
So what makes it worthy of piloting then?
Because it brings a combination of very high mounts, very high damage, twin Gauss for the Death Strike, high DPS for the B. It's pretty much the ideal mech, other than the flimsy arms.
Very cool.
We've been liking the what is it? The Summoner. No, the Summoner with 3 PPCs. That's a good one as well. Other people have been using that as well, but it's like the return of the Summoner, basically, without any changes having actually been made to it. It's a thing where people are discovering something they didn't realize before, which has kind of been a thing in this game for a while, where people, like top teams do something, and then the lower teams start to realize, oh, that works, and then they learn it later. Basically, it's like a filtering down of information. It's kind of weird.
No, it's take it from the best, right? Like, why reinvent the wheel, when you can just 3D print one,
I guess so, and
use somebody else's design. I mean, especially when for a lot of players like myself who don't get really deep into analyzing what a mech can do, or certainly all of the mechs that we have choices, it's really nice to just go to somebody and go, well, you know what? They know what they're doing. I'll take that. I'll try it out for myself. So it doesn't always translate, obviously, because it's not all about the mech. It's skill is obviously the big thing in it. But I think it feels good when you're out in a mech that somebody has really looked at and thought about how to put that mech together.
I think the weird thing from my perspective is it's like builds that don't even see. Basically, we'll take the summoner for instance, like the 3PPC summoner. No one even thought that was good at all, and that's not even been used or anything at all until recently. And everyone thought the summoner was basically garbage for the most part since the PPC cooldown nerf that happened a while ago. And after 3PPC summoner, we came up with that, and some other people came up with that obviously as well. We realized that's not really the case. The third PPC actually justifies its use enough, I guess. Because normally the summoner has really bad DPS and is bad Alpha Strike, so like if it's a liability as essentially if it gets pushed.
Right.
But with a third PPC, it actually boosted enough to the point where it's very hard to push it, at least effectively. Even lights can't really tank it. The cooling's not even changed either, because you're basically not losing heat sinks. So it's kind of weird how that evolution started, to be honest. Like a mech that's widely considered garbage in the top competitive community, and now it's actually good again just by adding another PPC to it, which is super unintuitive because the PPC goes in the arm, it's super low mounted, and I guess that's it really. Like,
what the frick is going on in your background? What? Someone is it you?
Sounds
you typing
like
away?
a keyboard, but as an AC system.
Like, what kind of essay are you writing?
I don't know.
Just so weird just listening to it.
Well, I was just gonna tag and say the UAC 10 summoner is probably same vein there. For from the ashes.
Yeah.
The UAC 10 summoner is interesting. I first came up with that in a 1v1 tournament after seeing RJF use it. So I took it from RJF. JGX, we beat JGX. No, it wasn't a 1v1. It was a 2v2 tournament. And RJF was playing it in the 2v2 tournament. And then I took it from them. JGX took it from me after we beat them with it. And then after we played it in comp, I think Blackwatch got it from us. And then other teams got it from there too. So that's an interesting one as well.
Very cool. Ready it up, Bowser. I think System wants to kick your butt because he's put himself over on the other side there.
Oh, I forgot we were even...
Oh, I was just going to say, Rams had said they are in comp queue, as well as, I can't remember who Marcus Bogg plays for. They're getting their team together and be joining soon. So if anybody wants to do comp, there are people trying to do it right now.
Okay, I'm ready.
Where's my buttons? Oh, I guess since everybody can see what we're using. Damn it! Oh, I was gonna switch maps too.
Oh, am I getting stream sniped? Oh.
Yeah.
From inside this, yeah, I guess you could.
Darn, they
that.
knew what I was taking. Now they're countering it.
The possible irony of that. You'll see in a sec, I think.
So are you guys excited for the... Well, I know Unfairing's excited because he doesn't have to play it, but the placement for first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth.
Oh, this thing's not weapon bound. I don't know. I mentioned it earlier, but it's going to be a weird weekend for us. We had a lot of people have like last minute obligations. So we're kind of scrambling all hands on deck to try to get together for this. So we'll see how it goes.
I am excited. We're ready. I hope Eon brings it, because we're gonna bring it. Not really much more to say. Should be a good battle.
It's gonna be an Atlas coming over this ramp or something, isn't there? Something like that.
Target acquired.
It's
Definitely.
something ugly.
Artillery strike online.
Gosh, I forgot how much they destroyed the torso twist on this thing. Feels so bad.
New target acquired.
Looking good, system. Oh, wait. Oh, sorry about your torso, man.
No, not paying attention. Just shooting with the buys.
Well, guess I'll step out here and accept my fate. Oh no! You just have 2 more guns, that's not fair.
Online.
Actually, it's completely fair considering you had the same option, but we'll leave that aside for a moment.
Torso.
Yeah, well.
damage.
Oh no! I didn't have time to go to the mech lab. This
Okay,
thing's been collecting dust for like a year and a half.
you got this,
Actually, 2
system.
years, I
You got
guess.
this, man.
Destroyed.
You've got.
Left arm destroyed.
Got that guy hitting me with long range. It's annoying.
Got him where you want him.
Well, that does remind me. Miss the old dual peep, dual Gauss Night Cheer. Probably in a similar vein to that, I don't know what you want to call that, World Star Kodiak that you're piloting, Bowsy.
Absorbing all that damage. Looking good.
Oh, is he playing the? Is it double Gauss quad peep?
World Star, baby.
Hurts so good.
So I guess we should ask too. What do you guys think of the top 4 will be at the end of this tournament, or how different it'll be?
Like the end? The end?
Yeah.
Like December? Oh.
Definitely not a biased question.
That's
Not
why I
at
don't know
all.
why it's on here.
In no particular order, of course.
Why don't we just skip that one?
Top 4? I think the top 4 is going to be, let's see, SA, Blackwatch, and then EMP Eon's going to be second or first. I think Eon's going to be a very tough challenge, so I really can't predict it, to be honest with you. Even after everything I know, I can't predict it, so.
Would you guys add anybody to that list? By interfering?
I don't know. Seems like it gets most of the balls in the park.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like, I think JGX and RGF, like one of them will definitely like get up there in top 3 or top 4, just because like they're pretty good and they got strats and they've also got their own kind of meta, so they're bringing that to.
I guess here's an oddball question to go with this though. If you could bring back a team from the past that would probably whoop ass, who would it be?
I was actually thinking about that in the car, so I
Does-
guess I'll go
Does
first.
it have to be,
A team who
Like-
would whoop ass.
and that's nobody that's like
Wait,
not
hold on.
allowed to like roster changes for current teams. It has to be a team that is totally
No, you could
gone.
say you could play for 2 teams. Like, because it would be...
Yeah, but go,
Would they be like clones?
Sure, yes.
Okay.
go ahead, interfering. What were you thinking about in the car?
Well, I didn't have this addendum of kicking ass, but back when BSK was like first like being really good, they brought the BS Gata, and like that was kind of shifting the meta back then. That was the Pop Tart meta with PPCs and AC5s, and people were doing 30 damage at most. But those BS Gatas, like they really kind of pressure teams around. So I don't know how they excel today, but it'd be good to see them back. I don't think they would necessarily kick ass.
I am I am interested to see how House of Lords' roster will be today. Because they were around it. A lot of the players are the same as even old EMP, obviously, but there was a completely different meta, and there were different players for sure, capping, Stabills, etc., etc. So I don't know. I'd be curious to see.
Bite.
Oh, well, I know if Panic was here. Well, no, I don't know, but I can guess. I wasn't playing when Swords of Kentaris were still around, but I've heard they were a terror.
They were good. They were
So
really good.
yeah, playing against them would be neat, or for them, I
It's
guess.
funny, I've been playing so long and I don't remember Swords of Kentari. I remember House of Lords, though. I've just been here too long, that's my problem. Seen a lot of names come and go. A lot of dead pilots.
Or at least like old Swords of Kentaris when they had people that are on like EMP House of Lords 228 roster now.
Yeah. Back when Swords of Kentaris was good, would have had to have been slightly before EMP, because EMP has some players from Swords of Kentaris, at least initially, because that would be Twink and Imminent, and a couple, maybe one more or two. Oh, Aurora.
Vad, do we got any questions from the chat?
Apparently, there's a push to talk issue.
Well, I was actually going to say we'll do a GoFundMe for a new mic for Bowser there because of that background stuff. But that'll take time, so that won't be it. One of the things I was going to say is like old teams you could bring back. What about old mechs that have been nerfed that you really feel like at one point like what mech would you bring back at a certain stage that just now it's not something you necessarily use?
Thunderbolt.
I feel
Wolverine.
you there.
Quick draw.
Quad Gas Kodiak.
Oh yeah, and of course a Kodiak 3. Didn't even have to have Quad Gauss. It was just
No,
2016
not the UX10 Kodiak. That was cancer. That was complete cancer.
I think that's what we were kind of looking for
dual
here.
Gauss, dual Peep. That was the days.
No, but like it was so cancer, it was bad to play against and bad to play. It was just a stale, stagnant meta that revolved entirely around the Kodiaks, crushing everything.
Was the god of mechs for a while there.
But no, all the mechs in the Quarkening were... I can't think of many of those mechs that haven't been... Not nerfed into the ground, but nerfed out of, like, the eye of the meta at this point. Like, save maybe, like, the Stalker. But even a different variant is being used now, so...
Yeah, I'd bring back Kodiak, and then pretty much all the good light mechs, which are now, like, middling to play, it would seem. Like Jenners and Firestars, those would be nice to see on the field again.
Firestar.
And a weapon system called Small Pulse.
That's what I play in my Locust. Just doesn't work in comp because everyone's like, oh, that short guy, get him. He's close. It's fun and quick play.
Well, so while you guys drop into another game, I guess we're coming close to the end here. So it's really important for us to ask you one key question. I know we have others, but let's get this in here just so we make sure the stream doesn't end before we ask it. And that is, what is your favorite breakfast cereal? Bowser, we'll start with you.
I'm sorry, run that by me again?
What is your favorite breakfast cereal?
What?
That is one of the questions that we had from our chat.
Was that one? That was from Kurlon.
Was that
I
from
believe
Kurlon
so.
originally? I think it was from Kurlon originally. He's important. Let us please him.
Okay, first off, apparently chat is saying push to talk issue is on Belmont's side. Second off,
Yeah, because you sound fine for me.
what? Breakfast cereals?
Because I'm...
Can I think on that? No.
Absolutely.
No. I know what it is.
Okay.
Really?
So there's a chain in California called Sprouts. I don't know if that's anywhere else in the country. It's like a health food, all natural type chain. And they sell basically knockoff Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That is my favorite. It's like knockoff, but it's supposed to be better for you.
Toast Crunch.
Yes.
Wait,
So
but why
if
is
you
it
want to
better?
simplify it, it's like all natural and made using better methods, blah blah blah, that type of stuff. So it basically it's better for you. That's the idea.
Awesome. We'll be asking them for a sponsorship for you later.
Oh,
Unfairly,
no.
do you have one?
I used to eat breakfast like every day in high school, and then I got sick of it, so now I just skip breakfast.
No breakfast at all. Veto. Okay. And for you, Bite?
Well, I mean, counting again, because I'll eat cereal at any time of the day, but let's see. I used to be a Captain Crunch guy, just the basic, berries
that
and
stuff rips your mouth apart.
Oh yeah, it's so good. But no, recently I'd say more back to the traditional Frosted Flakes sort of style.
Oh yeah. Just
Fruity
a little
Pebbles
Tony the
also
Tiger.
always good. Yeah. And I like variety with cereal, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll accept any cereal sponsors for Blackwatch if any of you are out there.
Good to know. Spread the word. Belmont hiding in the warehouse here. Oh wait, are you already dead, Matt? Oh no, you're still alive.
I'm
Still
not dead
alive. Not dead yet.
Yet.
Y'all were rude.
Hmm.
Yeah,
True.
taking the same mech, jeez. No duplicate.
Yeah, I
roll.
slotted into this first.
Oh, come on, 6 AC2s?
Oh, you brought the big
Yeah.
guns.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to bring the Nova with 12 medium pulse lasers and no armor, but I thought that might be a little imprudent.
Didn't know you could peek over there.
Y'all are still alive.
New target acquired.
Got that Jaeger. Oh, trouble, system. Not much left in that Jaeger, do you? Oh, I shouldn't give away your secrets. Sorry about that, man. I
I
regret
got
it.
back armor.
No, you don't, man. You don't. Those are wires hanging out, and there's smoke coming from your butt.
New target acquired.
Just bring some of the beams down.
No.
Oh no, I lost my homie.
Dun dun. You're just gonna take pieces off it, man. You can do it. I believe in
No.
you. Oh, jeez.
Just hit me where it hurts.
Butts were kicked.
That was well coordinated by our side, totally. We're like
Fight.
1v2 for me, 1v2 for you, 1v2 for me.
One last bite, trying desperately to make up for System's
Betrayal.
score, but nice try, man. Nice try.
Build was too normal.
Cumulative score would have.
Not dumb enough.
Oh, I guess I should ask, what was the first-person shooter you guys played? Violent, you can answer as well.
Me?
Okay, Unreal Tournament.
Ooh,
2004.
my man.
That was my first one. I was a low-key god at the game, but because it was rated M and I was like 5 years old or whatever, I had to like not play. As soon as my mom found out that it was super gory, she's like, "Nah, you can't play this anymore." And that was the end of that for me.
Wow. Get wrecked.
I was not good at it, but I played a lot of it.
You want to go, Ben?
I'm thinking. It might have been Mech 4 Mercs. I can't remember how old I was. It was probably that or like playing Halo with one of my cousins. Halo 1 or Halo 2.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
If you're talking about like first game that I actually got half decent at and played online and stuff like that, I was a console boy for my middle years, so Call of Duty, Black Ops, and Modern Warfare 3. I was a killer at Modern Warfare 3 on Xbox. Honestly, probably better at that game than Mech Warrior Online, but I can't imagine their comp scene is exactly flourishing either. So
That leaves Unfearing and Violent.
I'll go. Yeah, good point. I guess Halo. Played a lot of Halo with my bro. And then I guess MechWarrior 4, playing it locally, because, again, I didn't know there was online. I was super young. Other than that, there was like some knockoff version of Counter-Strike, apparently. It was called Soldier Front. It's like some sort of like Asian version. But that was pretty fun, I guess. And then eventually, a little bit Call of Duty, then MechWarrior.
Yeah, so I was going to say for me, I thought it was MechWarrior, but when you mentioned Halo, it reminded me that when my husband and I first bought our house, we were like early mortgage poor. We didn't have much in the way of furniture or anything, but we did splurge on an Xbox and played Halo. And it was like, that was like we were both working a lot during that time. And we would just get home, we would like grab some food and we would just like sit down and play Halo with each other for hours. He's way better than I am, by the way.
Yeah, I think Kurlon brought up the one I played first, which was Wolfenstein 3D. Because Doom was one of the other ones. But I'm an old guy, so. So I guess, Violet, is there anything we wanted to deal with before?
Dude, you say that like I really should be remembering something, which I don't, so I'm just going to say, no, you have all the information that you need. How about you, System? What do you have to say to us?
Thanks, man.
Any comments? Any comments by like last comments from the three of you, Bowser and Fearing, Bite?
Pasha? Oh, he's not here. Sorry, buddy.
Just bad.
yeah.
What questions did I miss? What did I miss? Because I'm sorry, I was a little bit late.
Which would have been when did you start playing MechWarrior?
I think I answered that, but I started playing
Yeah.
MechWarrior. Yeah, I think
I think that was
I
the
said
original
that.
question we asked.
And was there another one? Well, you missed the mechs for your team question, but that got covered.
How about maps? Just a quick one on, very quickly on maps. Best map, worst map.
Best map, Canyon Network. It is
Yep.
the most balanced. It's the most well-made. Worst, Hibernal, because I can't see anything on the damn map. I can't actually see. I have to use thermal vision the entire time I'm on that map.
Yeah.
It's too bright. They fixed it, quote unquote, but it's still too bright.
I have one computer where it works and another where it doesn't. I have like
Turn your gamma down.
you got to turn it down. Yeah, but I don't want to.
Like
'Cause-
I'm
'cause
working on map design for like school and personal interests and stuff like that. And I'm actually it's for like a mech game, like a mech mod. And I can't say too many details about it, but basically I'm in charge of map design. And one of my inspirations for what I'm doing is actually Canyon Network, because I believe it's so well made in terms of this game. And I guess that it's that much of an influence to me.
Very cool. Bite?
Yeah. I mean, you ask almost anybody in the top, like, I don't even know how many, like, anybody that's played competitive for a while is just Canyon. Like, we played it to death, and what was that, 2016, right? And yet, that map's still one of the more popular ones because it's just, like Bowser said, basically perfect. I mean, the only other map that you could, I think, rival it with is probably like Tourmaline.
Yeah, Tourmaline's good. I don't
It's
like a
just-
lot of the LOD issues on that map.
Yeah, and all
but-
the invisible hitboxes. But I will say over Canyon, Tourmaline does give more flexibility of long-range strategies working, which they do on Canyon too. It's just that Canyon's so small of a map because it was built so early. And also cap strategies, which are really not usable in Canyon, but have actually worked pretty well on Tourmaline. My personal favorite map that's a bad map, I think, is River City. Like, if you give me like, you know, Caustic Valley, River City, Terra
Old
Therma,
Terra
like
Therma.
those maps that are like kind of the bottom of everybody's barrel, you know, River City's up there for me. But I would not say it's above, you know, or in the top 3 even.
Unfearing?
I think my favorite map, again, unbalanced, is Terra Therma. It's just everything looks good on that map. It's high heat. There's some really like kind of like extreme like engagements you can get in. Like it can be super long range, or you can kind of whip around with a brawl, or kind of like just do flanks from multiple sides. But that fucking volcano in between Theta and I think it's Epsilon or it's Kappa, the one on the west side, that part makes it kind of unbalanced because you just can't get around the map very easily. Other than that, a more balanced map that I like is Riverlight, just because there's multiple levels to it. So like you're playing on top level, playing on bottom level, and then the engagement styles can be, you can be playing range, but there's some areas where people can sneak around, make it close range and uncomfortable. So it kind of caters to a variety of styles, and it looks good, and you can see stuff on it, and it's not super large, so I like Riverlight the most.
Yeah, agreed.
This guy's
me
the
too.
worst.
Wrong. It's
Old
Canyon
Terra
Network.
Therma's the best.
Old Terra Therma, go to the middle, push through the
Specifically
door. Gosh.
skirmish.
Old Terra Therma is how not to design a map. I'm sorry.
It's how you get people to fight and get it over with.
Yeah,
Or choke point and just get murdered.
I loved the choke point on that. No, move forward.
Please don't stop.
Gah.
Please follow
Yeah.
me. Don't let me
And-
die.
Yeah.
Gold. That's what that one was.
Are there any other questions from chat?
Other than favorite cereal? Psh.
No, I actually haven't picked. That was really a burning question that a few people really supported once it went out there.
Damn it, Kurlon.
Cereal, really.
I think we got the really good questions though in there.
I was gonna say, yeah, they didn't really. Chat wasn't buzzed about wanting to know anything, so.
We kept asking the questions too fast. You guys answered too much. It's all good.
So I guess we could call it there. You guys want to do one last match before we shut her down?
Sure.
Okay, you got to bring me in on system side though. I got to help you out a bit, man.
Oh, all right. I'll take it.
Okay.
Do I gotta switch?
Switch the map though, please.
You wanna... Are we keeping Thunder's?
Canyon Network.
Hold on. Here, is that it right? Is that it right? Yeah.
Oh, Mario Kart. This map's gonna suck for me.
Oh, fuck. Hate this one.
I'm not switching mech.
I'm going down.
Locked.
Oh, I can't remember which one it is. It's gotta be this one. Nope. Yeah. Oh, still too heavy.
Do I have to ton down?
No. I mean, we could use the.
I don't
extra
even know if
bulk
this
on
mech
our
has
side.
skill nodes.
Gotta say.
Oh, it doesn't. Yeah. Oh, all right. Just amending that tonnage limit. Gotcha.
Oh, alright.
Did you seriously put us in on the freaking Google map?
Google Map. Like you said, this is Mario Kart.
It's got like all the
It's
bright
Mario
colory-
Kart, dude.
Mario Kart, okay. Which I can't play. I played it once and then I threw the Switch down and went, no, where's
This
my
is old
scotch?
Mario
No.
Kart.
You never played Mario Kart 64?
Gotta be 64.
No.
Double
Super
dash.
Mario Kart?
No. I'm old, man. I spent those years like when that stuff was coming out. I was like working full time, part time, and taking courses. It was brutal. I
Oh,
should have just played video games. What the hell was I thinking?
I'm not even sure if I was alive at that point in time.
I think.
Oh,
I don't know if my clacking is playing through.
a little bit.
PGI did me dirty. I had to remap 16 weapons. No spoilers, by the way.
Level critical. Heat level critical.
Well, this is suboptimal.
Oh.
Might be a little bit now that I can actually use my orb weaver.
Artillery strike online. Left arm critical damage. Left torso critical damage. Left arm destroyed. Heat level critical.
That was my arm.
Alright. Warrior's death.
Heat level critical.
I didn't even do 100 damage. I'm a pug.
Heat level critical.
I'm just going in screaming, man. That's
that
all.
works.
Just
Oh,
going in
flip,
screaming.
did nothing to him.
Where are you, system man? Come on, back me up, dude.
Heat level
Back me up.
critical.
Bite their ankles. Come on.
I'm so long range.
Heat level critical.
Woo! Hi. Ah, la la la. Oh dear. Oh dear.
That's where she goes.
Woo! Hello. How about no? No, the other side. Oh, jeez.
Came around for the front row seat.
Damn it, unfearing. Damn you and your mauler.
That's spread damage. I think Bite brought the right build.
Oh yeah. I asked him not to do Mario Kart.
That one is
Really, it's because Bowser took a super meta direwolf that obviously there was no way I could counter with my fun build.
We all struggled.
Alright, guys, well, we're going to shut her down. So thanks for coming. Thanks for chatting in the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for hosting.
Yep.
Glad to do it. A
See
miscasting.
you
So.
guys Saturday.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Saturday and
Best of luck
Sunday.
to you all.
won't see us Saturday unless you're watching, I guess.
Yeah, that's
Everyone will
that's
be
fine.
around. Alright, have a good one.
Thanks. See ya.
Peace.
GG's.